Welcome back, my beautiful friends. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Coming up in our Crypto Frontier segment brought to you by CCP Digital, we're joined by Chris Pulley, CEO of CCP Digital. They are a decade old digital advertising agency with very unique access and knowledge in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industries. Today, he's joined by his good friend, Craig Muir, founder of DigitalSelf. Today, we're chatting about digital self, but not just yours or mine, everybody's. And we're talking about how brands need to approach the metaverse to survive in Web 3.0. Now, the metaverse has taken 2022 by storm. This futuristic world is the latest buzzword in business. Everyone relied on video calls and the online channel during COVID-19. Brands moved to digital platforms to connect with consumers. This period led to a boost in AR and VR usage to virtually try out products. And in some ways, the metaverse is an extension of the virtual, augmented, and mixed reality technologies in use today. The metaverse, though, is a little bit more complex. It combines AR and VR tech with social media, live streaming, cryptocurrencies, and gaming platforms to basically create a more advanced virtual world where consumers outfit their avatars and explore. And here to chat some more is Chris Pulley and Craig Muir. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So, Chris, the promise of this better connected, shared, holistic 3D space could further transform brand experiences and take online shopping to that very next level. And advanced technologies in the metaverse could add dimension to the online experience, recreating the interactions and emotions associated with this in-person experience that we've been talking about. And in fact, digital consumers are much more interested in using virtual tech for that very reason. Talk to me about DigitalSelf and how it's revolutionizing the metaverse and paving the way for brands.
Wow. Web3 and metaverse, in our world, Web3 would encompass metaverse to some degree. As definitions are still coming together. But the idea of brands coming at Web3 in multiple different strategies, right? So many of the large brands are even looking at Web3 and Metaverse as advertising ability and to, showcase something new and exciting for their existing audience to be participating in, showing that they're a leader. So the idea there on the big brands is they need to build the entertainment and build the attractions on why somebody would have some submersive experience. And then all brands are looking how to monetize in the Web3 space and how to go about it, and then how to connect and the technology. And maybe even more important is the culture of Web3, just the idea of how people are interacting. We had Web 1, and that's where we could read stuff. We had Web 2. Now we're doing commerce with each other and across the net. Now we're in Web 3, an entirely global connected audience with decentralized marketplaces to connect and trade directly across global lines. And so to understand how, let's say, you say big brands, even a US brand would enter, they're just going to be looking for the right strategic partnership to make sure that they have the tooling to bring their product to the market, utilizing technology to increase value and knowing how to talk to the audiences. We've found over months and years now that if you're talking to an audience that has no education in the space, it's probably better to just tell what you're bringing without telling all of the NFT and blockchain and metaverse. Where if you're talking to people in the industry, you need to make sure that they actually know the technology, how it works, and how you're going about it. So it's a tricky space for brands at this point in time, and we're just been so excited to be working with DigitalSelf because we believe the vision here is next
quite unique.
level.
So this brings me
Next level.
so this brings me to a really good question for Craig, and it's about DigitalSelf. So Craig, if you're a business owner looking to get into the metaverse, if you're a content creator looking for a platform to get more control over your creations, if you're a customer looking for a cool place to hang out, DigitalSelf kind of solves these issues. Talk to me about the vision behind DigitalSelf, and is this affordable for brands?
Yeah, for sure. Over the past 5 years, we've been looking at all the different aspects and how to add value to the fans, to the users, but also how to create a new revenue stream for businesses in the metaverse. So creating a digital twin for the brands and businesses in the metaverse where they can be monetized in 24 hours, but also giving the end user the experience, something they've maybe never experienced before in their life, whether that's a game, a football match, or a certain situation experience that they may never get. So we feel like DigitalSelf is the right fit. We also created tools to make it easy for people to kind of edge them into the metaverse with a mobile phone device we've created. We also create NFTs and 360 experiences. But yeah, we feel that it's a very, very simplified concept we've created here for the brands and businesses.
I think, listen, there are very few organizations designed to harness the power of extended reality and really to manage this chaos and commerce of the different metaverses to help consumers and companies navigate, the emerging omniverse. But DigitalSelf really does harness, extended reality to create this harmonious media and, commercial experience, so to speak, for people and brands. And I love that you guys are solving the chaos of the multiverse and you're turning this chaos into a seamless experience. Chris, I'm going to throw this one to you. So many brands are really focused on building equity among metaverse pioneers, but activity is shifting towards commerce, like you said. And interest in digital assets and cryptocurrency spiked in 2021, just last year. We have Burberry that partnered with Mythical Games for an NFT collection in Mythical's flagship game, and Coca-Cola auctioned its first NFT collectibles last year. Then you have beauty and fashion companies that have been the biggest players in the metaverse so far. The products, makeup, apparel, accessories, and so much beyond are really just natural fits for this digital environment as advanced technologies really enhance the virtual try-on experience. What should brands, from your perspective, digital marketing, you are the CEO of a very successful digital marketing analytics agency, what should brands be preparing for? And in your opinion, is there a lack of expertise and proper infrastructure in this space? You have about 2 minutes.
Yes, and yes to the end of that question. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of infrastructure still, and it's an exciting place to be. And so when looking at each one of those brands that you named, or you look at all the brands, every brand, it's all about building the relationship with their audience. And so each execution, each strategy is going to be very unique to the brand and the audience itself. And so speaking of metaverse and a virtual reality mindset, then the clothing brands is a great place to be thinking, because now I can put on a headset and I can try on clothes and I can see what they look like. Those models are just so exciting to bring those immersive experience. It's very similar to what got me so excited about the vision of DigitalSelf. I've told this story a few times. Just imagine that, let's say my grandfather is on his deathbed in the hospital, right? And the nurse brings him the headset, right? And puts it on him. And he's able to navigate and on DigitalSelf and walk right into a major soccer stadium, for example. And he can watch the event live as if he's there at the event and all the real people. And yet he's an avatar experiencing it through VR, sits in his seat, looks to his right. He could see his son sitting next to him. Very near future, his son will put on his AR glasses and look to his left, and he'll see his grandfather or see his dad. Be like, "Hey, Dad, you made it just in time. Johnny's about to go in the game." And father, son are watching a live soccer game with the grandson there. That's what moves me. That's the technology creating the intimacy. So if brands are, should be thinking along the line of that story, how does the technology really bring intimacy between their brand and the audience and the fan base of those brands?
And to evoke emotion, you're right. And then you hit it exactly. You pinned the tail on the donkey.
meaning
Yeah,
emotions, money. I mean, you got to have something because there's a lot of going on in the world and people's attention. So
yeah.
usually those two things seem to happen, but it's the good side of the technology. And DigitalSelf is really a difficult business to communicate because it's literally, I consider it Shopify for Web3 and Metaverse.
There
And
you
so,
go. Let's hear a little bit more from Craig, because I just want to be mindful of the
thank
time.
you.
But Craig, brands are going to have to really now embrace this metaverse that Chris and I and you have been talking about to reach up and coming shoppers like Generation Z, right? Who are really shunning traditional mediums in favor of gaming or social platforms. In fact, these younger consumers who use online games and video, for social media, for streaming and socializing, are really laying the groundwork for the shift towards metaverse platforms. What is the most important thing you're aiming to address with a platform like DigitalSelf, and how simple is the monetization process on your platform?
Yeah, it's very simple. We're creating virtual spaces for these brands and stuff to have a digital twin, but also a real focus for us, a key focus is the AR component as well. So brands like Louis Vuitton could basically have an AR experience outside their shop, and communicating with the people in the streets, bringing, antagonizing people in. So we're creating a whole physical world, metaverse, but also the virtual world as well. And you're making it simple, like I said, very simple, because we understand people get scared when they hear the word metaverse, but we're using traditional technology to kind of slowly merge people into the metaverse, and not kind of phone up in their face. But yeah, it'll be very, very easy to monetize. They'll have their own space. They can charge what they want. And yeah.
It's giving this access to the business and the brands on a platform to allow them to deliver the experience in the entertainment. We've been talking in the entertainment industry for some time. In a story like a comedian like Chris Spencer could put a 20-minute act on in his living room and film it and stream it right to the DigitalSelf servers, and then turn it into an NFT, 20-minute NFT segments. He could sell 1,000 of them for $500 each, and he makes $500,000 in his living room in 20 minutes. And then the fans get access to stuff they wouldn't have otherwise received. There's just so many opportunities because the back office for the business runs like a Shopify and then produces the experience to the front end that the customers really enjoy.
You said it. Well, listen, we are out of time, and I wanted just to thank you for bringing on Craig. What a great, innovative company DigitalSelf is. Craig, thank you so much for piping in here. It was a pleasure having you on.
I appreciate it. It's great to be on the show. Thank you.
Absolutely. Chris, always a pleasure having you on, my darling.
We appreciate you.
All right. Guys, definitely check out DigitalSelf. Head to their website, digital-self.com. So digital-self.com. And also check out ccp.digital. That was CEO Chris Pulley, and that was our Crypto Frontier segment brought to us by CCP Digital. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York. We'll be right back after this.